Welcome, everybody, to From This Point Forward, a comedy Buffalo Sabres podcast. I don't know if I need to put that first part in anymore. But looking good tonight. We're going to watch the third period together. Should be fun. Let's go.
Acknowledge the fact that in one of your favorite movies of all time, you thought the slogan was "Ducks quack forever" instead of "Ducks fly together."
No,
It's
you also
bad.
think they live in wells. It's the whole theme of the movie, Lou. But he had the duck call.
They go quack.
It would be Malcolm Subban, mostly because that one season where instead of letting him play for the Sabres for the last game of the year, they had him sing the national anthem. And it was a real, like, you're under contract, the season is over. We know you've only gotten to be up here a couple of times. How about you come back up here? Oh, great, I'll put my pads in the car. No. You won't need them. Just make sure you warm up the pipes when you're driving down the 90.
Mitch Marner.
You heard it, Mitch. If you want to sign here, you can drill Ryan's mom.
Well, hello, everybody. What did we do this week? We found a team that's really tough to talk about. And we said, you know what? Let's get one of the people that usually help us talk about them off the pod and make it even harder for us to. Ryan Mura is with us. Chris Plumer at the game might try to tune in with us here at some point as a little sideline reporter, letting us know how the team is looking down there. Rye, how are you, first off?
Great. Doing well. Was hoping that there might be some news today, but they're still keeping the GM, I guess, and that we're going to have to live with it. So
I think the comeback against the Red Wings saved his job, and I think now they're playing good against Edmonton, and he's going to be here for another 10 years. It is crazy that they obviously the 7 in a row or 6 in a row, whatever it was, and then the road trip starting off horribly. And then just like that comeback, and now they look good today. It's so if the Bills lose to the Dolphins, and we all lose our minds. They're still 6-3. We lose our friggin' minds. The season's over. The Sabres, I look good for 5 periods now, and we're like, I don't know. I could see I could see it happening. I could see the path. You're not. It doesn't look like you're as optimistic.
You're buying back in because they came back on the Red Wings and they're playing 2 good periods against the Oilers.
Yeah, and you want to know why? Is because they're not so much of that, but they're getting healthy. And Norris is back out there today. Dahlin's back. Listen, we might be like 2 weeks away from this, and I'm only saying 2 weeks because of Benson, but. Listen what we're what could be 2 weeks from. Norris, Benson, Thompson, McLeod, Zucker, Tuck. That line was great before the injuries. This is interesting here, but I think you might agree. Like Oslin, Rosen, and Doan. Like keep Oslin and Rosen up here no matter what. Like I feel like they're giving me a little bit of Roy and a Finneganov vibes. And just like coming up from Rochester together, connecting – great play here in the first. I don't know. I know you said you were a little bit busy here before the podcast. I don't know if you caught the first goal, but like again, they're showing great chemistry together. I would keep them together, put Doan on that wing. And then you got like a fourth line of some combination of Kozak, Greenway, Quinn, Krebs. I know you hate Krebs, so he'd probably be your guy out. And he would be mine too. I would go like a Kozak, Greenway, Quinn. That sucks that Quinn would be on your fourth line. But at the end of the day, man, again today, from from all accounts, and I've caught more than you have here. He's been the worst player on the ice. Like I don't need him to be a top 3 guy, but that's how close we are to like. I know there's a lot of optimism in there. Does Norris stay healthy? Does Benson? We haven't heard a word about Benson in like 2 weeks. Does he come back that soon? But Zucker back on the ice today. I think his thing is just going to be a conditioning thing back within a week or so. The Norris thing blows my mind. Like, I thought we were 6 weeks away from it. I feel like everybody, that was like kind of the original timeline. And then just today that he's on the ice and Lindy's like, hey, he's ahead of schedule. So, the guy got hurt on the first face-off of the year. So I'm not saying I'm optimistic, but they're playing good hockey and they're getting some players back. So
I don't think I've ever been more excited about a goaltender who has an .895 save percentage, but I'm really excited about Colton Ellis.
Yeah.
I feel like that would be the one part I'll, grab onto here, because truthfully, all of these things do need to fall into place, everything that you talked about. But we've seen for years that if this team doesn't have a goalie, you can forget about it. So if this is our goalie of the future, right? Levi is struggling, or is at least, I wouldn't say struggling, but, is getting, ups and downs still down in Rochester, getting the coach to kind of call him out publicly in the media. So, who knows if that's going to work out. But if you caught lightning in a bottle with Ellis, just claiming that draft pick, I mean, that would be great. So hopefully that continues to work out. But I'm thinking that we're going to need more than health to really make a push here. I mean, the way that, I understand that we're really scraping the bottom of the barrel with some of these losses, but even before that, with a mostly healthy team, they were losing in overtime and dropping these close games. So I need to see them take a step. And yes, it'll be interesting to see what they look like as a healthy group, but I'm still pretty skeptical. I know you're very optimistic, and I love to hear it, but I'm just a little wary still.
It's such a close race. Like the whole East is so bundled up. I really do think some of these quote unquote good teams are not, like the Panthers are looking brutal this year. Obviously Barkov and Tkachuk injuries are huge for them, but like it's showing. Toronto has been horrible so far this year. Like there's some teams that, like, I don't think Boston's as good as this. They just rolled off 7 in a row or some bullshit. I think they're losing tonight finally. But I don't know. I think a little bit of it is even in the road trip here, the first few games like that they lost, it wasn't so much the effort as it was. I feel like they were just depleted. I think there's been maybe like 2 or 3 games this year where you're just like the effort wasn't there. And that felt way too common in the last whatever amount of years. And if you don't even want to go, the whole drought, you don't have to. You can just say this group over the last, the Tages, the Dahleens, Tuck, like these guys have taken too many days off. And I haven't seen that be as consistent. Now, is there some guys really struggling? For sure. I think Dahlin obviously had his head in another place before he left. He's looked amazing these 2 games, back to his, regular self. So like you get a little bit of that. If we can even see it, if we can see Josh Norris at 70% of what is, excuse me, sorry, 70% of what his floor is, like that already just spreads out the offense. This team has no secondary scoring, and that's what it desperately needs right now. So like Norris needs to be center one, especially with the Coolidge news now.
Here's what I want to see, and it's going to be tough as the team gets healthier, but they're getting a look tonight with Doan on Thompson's line, right?
I'm sorry.
Doan is playing on Thompson
Doan's
Park
playing with
tonight.
Tom. Yeah.
And I mean,
I love
I know
that.
I know he hasn't potted one yet, but man, I hope he gets one and stays on that line for a little while, because I feel like he is one of our best players. Every time I see him on the ice, I feel like he's creating offense. And yes, I think the numbers back that up too. He's been, an analytics darling. So yeah, I'm all for seeing more of his opportunities. It'll be interesting to see when Zucker gets back. I mean, the lines are going to constantly shuffle. We know that with Lindy Ruff, they're going to be moving all the time. So don't get too accustomed to anything. As long as they bury Krebs, I'm happy though.
I don't think that Doan necessarily needs to be pushed back, or like to your point about the lines always being shuffled. Have we seen enough consistency in his time back here? Because old school Lindy stuck with the same lines, was very, very consistent. And I know even in his career in New Jersey and Dallas, he did start shuffling a lot more in those parts too. I just wonder if we haven't seen consistency with either health and or just good play, to where he doesn't. I would imagine he really wants at least 3 consistent lines. You think about the days that they were great in the 05, 06 season, stuff those 3 lines stayed consistent the whole time. And I know it's a different league, but I think he wants to be consistent if he could find those things that match. And I think that lineup that I just threw out is really exciting. I want them to go right back to McLeod, Tuck, and Zucker, because that line was their most consistent and best line of the year.
I guess. I still, and maybe now's the time to talk about it, but just every passing day, I hope that there's a deal to send Tuck out for something else. I really like him as a player. I don't want to do the Kempe contract for him. I don't have an interest in that. And he's signed a 10.8 or something like that. He's probably going to come in slightly under that. I think Tuck would, but I just, for me, there's a better route with your timeline as the Sabres and reshuffling the deck. And I understand, the risk at pulling a key piece from a lineup that's making a push and that has, locker room chemistry, everything like that. But that's why I would do it sooner than later. You want to wait for the trade deadline to come up. I mean, I know that's maybe when the market's going to fully materialize, but for me, if you can get good value or what you perceive as good value, do it now. The only caveat is I'll say, please to God, I mean, I really don't want Kevin Adams making this trade. So maybe we just lose a couple more games first, and then we have Yarmo, pull the trigger on a deal. So
I want to bring this up. They there was the report that Adams was in, I believe, was it Toronto and LA the other day? I think it was Toronto and LA, correct?
Correct.
Yeah, and there's a report. I think it's really funny. Everyone just assumes that there's a trade in the works because the GM goes and does his job and everything. But it is funny to assume okay, these 2 teams are interested in this player, so I'm going to go check out their thing. And he just goes to watch one game. Pretty sure you can watch it on TV or watch film or whatever. The technology these days, he doesn't need to go sit in the press comp. I just think it's hilarious. I'm always reminded of Muckler, John Muckler, talking about when they traded Mike Wilson away finally, and they asked Muckler about his career here that wasn't good, and he said, I don't know, the scout said he played an absolute monster of a game he went to go see. It must have been the only good game he ever played. And I'm reminded by that all the time, because it is funny. I think it's just such a dumb scouting thing, especially with the technology there is now. Whatever, you need to go and sit in the press box for one day to know if you want to trade for Quentin Byfield or what name your guy.
I know you're not putting a lot of weight into this, but where Kevin Adams is tonight?
No,
in Buffalo, and who he's watching. Connor McDavid, baby. Bring him over.
Is it crazy? Is it crazy to think? No,
No, it's not crazy.
No.
Listen, let me lay out the case for Connor McDavid. I'm going to do it. All right. He sold out. Connor McDavid, as a 17-year-old kid, sold out the then HSBC Arena, I think it was back then, for his OHL hockey game because people wanted him so badly on the Sabres the next year, and it would just be so fitting for him. It would be like LeBron coming back to the Cavs, but not really. That's what it would. I really don't think that there's a realistic chance of it. I mean, who in their right mind would want to come to this situation? I just willingly choose this as the destination.
Isn't the report, or isn't there real stuff to the fact that like he wanted to come here instead, like he was hoping that we won instead of Edmonton because he's closer to the family? Like I feel like that was real.
But then there was 10 years of the Buffalo Sabres existence in there to change it.
For sure. But like, were they at any lower spot than they were at that point?
Oh yeah. Come on. We were only 5 years from making the playoffs. Like Pagula was he's like, all right, I know I should have bought Billy Leno and
Like, we were still buying into the hype. Yeah, I got you. I got you. I mean, I don't even know. Would it be? Let's put the hypothetical one together. It would be like 3 first rounders. Power. I don't think you could put
Russell Salvatore's entire net worth. We could include that in there. He could just donate everything over there. Include that.
What did you say? Pagula's what?
No, Russell Salvatore's. Although Pagula's got more money than Salvatore. So never mind.
I mean.
You don't. There's like it's one of those deals where you're like you really want to get the other person to give you their asking price because you're basically willing to pay it no matter what, right? So, I wouldn't balk at 3 first-round picks. Power. You want Tuck too? I got Tuck for you.
The only thing that I would say about that is then you're taking on more salary and getting probably the shittier player. Like I mean. If you take Tuck and Power, you're taking on more salary than you could have just paid McDavid. So I don't see that. It would have to be Power. Power makes sense because he's got a great dude. I cannot believe we're talking about this. It's the dumbest thing. Let's spend it for 20 more minutes. So dumb. It would have to be Power Benson. Makes sense.
Yeah, sure.
3 first rounders.
And that's not enough.
And Levi.
For sure. Yeah, but I think it's got to have to be more. It would be more than that.
I think it would have to be more, which is
and I wouldn't even care. Like who else? Name your person. Name your person who's making less than like $2 million, like who's cheap. He's a rookie or up and comer. Who's the top Hellenius, Consta Hellenius? You want that guy too?
Yeah. Sure.
Merca.
Take
whatever that guy's name is.
Yeah, take him.
Yeah, sure. Throw him in there too. You got the Twin Towers, Power and Merca, 3 first-round picks. We're gonna be terrible again because we traded you all our players.
Yeah.
So
it'd be McDavid. Well, no, McDavid and Thompson alone would be worth the.
Here's all right. I'll be for real. All right, I'll give you one realistic way to get him. It's not going to be at any time before this offseason because he signed a 2-year deal. Is that right? I think that's correct. Okay. So the earliest he's moving is the offseason. And what has to happen in Edmonton, it has to completely just implode. They have to just bottom the fuck out. And it has to just be a disastrous year for him personally and as a team. And then they're like, all right, we're going to lose him after this year. We got to do something now. And the Sabres are in this scenario also so bad that they somehow win the lottery and get Gavin McKenna. Okay. And Gavin McKenna turns it around because apparently right now he's not doing so well. So it's perfect. The only problem with that is Gavin McKenna goes to Penn State, who is obviously in Pagula's arena. So I think the sticking point. I mean, it would be like the Bills not willing to give up the 26th first for Waddle. They're like, oh, listen, we got Gavin McKenna now. He's a Penn State boy. Can't trade him for Connor McDavid.
Yeah.
All right. That's enough talk on Connor McDavid. I think there's no way that anyone else cares about this as much as I do.
I want to believe. Oh man, I want to believe that happened. Now, oh man, chance here. Oh my God, it's a really good chance by McLeod. I want to see him score so bad. Mostly just for that idiot Edmonton reporter that was like, "This is." What was it, Erot for Forsberg vibes or whatever, that he tweeted that out when the Savoy trade was made. And just McLeod's been great and Savoy has sucked. Although Savoy playing on the first line with McDavid here in the last few weeks. And
I mean, come on. That's like, that's like putting Peyton Krebs up with, what are you doing over there? What we should talk about, though, because I don't think we had a chance to speak on this yet, were Peterka's comments, not only about just the team and the environment, but the owner too, right? Like he's kind of calling out Pegula with some of his pointed comments about how he's treated, and the owner's always is always in the arena and doing things. So I don't know. I get it. He's in, Peterka's in that honeymoon phase where he's happy about being there. He's off to a pretty good start, and he's feeling good about himself. Whatever, great. But I don't know. To me, I'm starting to be more comfortable with the move just because of just how Josh Doan looks. I mean, Kesselring obviously being hurt again is not good, but I really like Doan, and if he can basically go 1-for-1 on that, and I don't think that's out of the realm of possibility, then I'll feel really good about it.
There's a couple things there. One, Kesselring, oh man, Tuck almost scores there. The Sabres, I mean, all over Edmonton here to start the third again. A couple things with that. The Kesselring thing really does suck because, I mean, they talked and bragged about finding the partner for Owen Power, and then they had these games to put them together, and they didn't forever, and then they finally put them together. And he gets hurt that game, and it seems pretty serious here, which sucks. But to your point, I think Doan he definitely already has outperformed him in stats and analytics and everything, so far. Peterka got bumped down to their third line last game, and he's playing there tonight.
I think they're even in points. Or
are they?
Peterka might even have one more point than him, but nevertheless, I get the point. It could
easily be a 1-for-1 trade, and if Kesselring could, get in and make an impact anywhere, it's going to be, it's going to be a win. So I don't think we lost a lot in Peterka.
And I know this might be recency bias, but right now, even remembering how Peterka played and how good of it, I want Doan over him right now.
Yeah,
I'll take him. I think he's a better player all around. So
I agree 100%. And I think he just needed this opportunity. And what does scare me about him a little bit is the inconsistencies, and I've seen it a little bit. Even that road trip, he kind of had a rough road trip in those first 4 games, and came together last game, and now they got him on the first line.
Not to make excuses for him, but his usage and his ice time was also kind of a little wacky. He was dropping down a little bit, which I get it if you're not playing in special team situations, like you're not gonna always have the high minutes, but yeah,
he's been on PP1. I mean, he's been on the power play 1. He's just not playing shorthanded, but man, Tuck has.
But for a while there, he was getting like 14 minutes a game. I was like, it's probably not enough.
I'm excited to see him. We haven't talked about. I think this was after our last episode, but the thing with Kulich is just it's just not even to laugh about it, but it's like such this Buffalo Sabres bad luck shit. Like we weirded out about vertigo, and so now that's even weird. Like what he couldn't finish a game because of possible vertigo. Like what? and then now they're checking him for vertigo, and they find the blood clot, and it's just like, man, what kind of blood clots are like in a 21-year-old, 22-year-old athlete? Like, what is going on? It's just so insane, the luck that goes. And I mean, this, it doesn't sound like, at least I still think like Lindy's somewhat of like a boomer. So I like him careful to like take anything that he says, like, but like he could just say something without like even really knowing anything. But he sounded like he expected them back this year. Man, I think that would be incredible, because I just don't want it to be like a career-ending thing. It could be, if it's something serious, or if they find out why he's got it, or I don't know. That's just scary as hell, finding a 20-year-old.
Yeah, for sure. Well, best wishes to him. I mean, I hope they can just turn around their injury luck and some of the early season stuff that's going on. So yeah, I mean, it would be nice to get a full look, and that's probably Kevin Adams' argument. He's saying, just give the team a look when it's healthy. But man, part of your job, and I know that they were ravaged by injuries, and I understand that, but part of your job too is depth, right? And you've had a long time. I mean, he's been there for how long? 3 years. Like, to not have any success and to be there for 3 years and to not have, I think, appropriate depth to fill in, that's not great. I mean, I know you're losing your top defenseman is tough, and a top 6 winger and all that, but that happens. And I don't know. He's just, to me, that's not even really the biggest error. There are so many others that we could get into, but I mean, we've spoken about him. It's just over time, I think it's just become clear he needs to go. And I'm still, regardless of how the team performs in the short term, you shouldn't be making these decisions based on a game's, 5 or 10 game stretch. What does his entire body of work look like? And to me, it's not great. The team's, record speaks for itself. That's your biggest job as a GM. Fix that.
Yeah, no, I agree with that. I do think, again, I hate to be an apologist, but it's just like, sure, if it wasn't year 37 of this playoff drought, yeah, I can be like, yeah, man, really bad luck. But it's just like, I can't make that excuse. Does it suck that it happened? Sure. And did I really get some vibes early on from this year that this could have at least been the team to like break the drought? Sure. I still think it is, to be honest. I mean, I still think it could. I think if it gets healthy quick enough, they can still break it. But
I love how you just went from, I still think it is. I still think it could be.
I'm 42% sure. I'm 20. Oh, my God, another chance here. They're all over these guys, though. Great. I mean, they're playing really good right now. Edmonton's not great either. They're out of a playoff spot right now. It's not like they're playing wonderful either. But no, I like what I'm seeing. I think that, to your point, though, even if they did turn this around and, sneak in as the 8 or 7 seed and lose in the first round, it shouldn't be enough. It's like you said, it's his whole body of work. And the thing is they're both on coming up on contracts, too. Like, they're kind of like lame ducks in this situation, which is even worse. Like, just move on, man. At least Jarmo, and get the dude from get Mike Leone up from Rochester. I love that he called out Levi, after the game.
Let's get Mike Leone to coach, and then let's also take Mike Leone from Establish the Run, our friend. Yeah, bring him over. Just have him help run the Sabres. I think that would be a good step in the right direction.
Just for analytics, just come in, Mike Leone and Mike Leone bringing the Sabres out of the drought. And
I do think Brendan Shanahan would be fun, not because
I think that has real. I think that has real wheels on it. I really do. I think there's a lot of people talking about it. I think that can happen. But not, are you thinking as a GM? I'm thinking more so as he comes in as the president, Jarmo's the GM, new head coach.
That's absolutely how it should work. Yeah.
Yeah. This is funny. Someone just tweeted out Someone just tweeted out they should change their name to Graphic Design is for the Nerds with the picture of our the picture of the Sabres thing. That's so great. It's at Steady Riot. I think that's funny, and I'm not offended at all by it. And thanks for watching. And that's me. That's my AI graphic. That's not even me. It's AI graphic design. So, but yeah,
that's not even you. That's AI. That's not.
I'll take the blame. I was in charge of the AI. Noah Ostlund goal 4-1 Sabres. Ostlund with his second of the day. These kids can't go back down. They are legitimately been like the only thing I worry about. Oh, this is just he just finds open space and puts it on net. Love it. The only thing I do worry about Roseanne and Ostlund is, and we've seen this a lot, where players come up and they play off their ass for like 10, 15 games because they're playing kind of like on adrenaline that they're in the show, and then they kind of like even out and, you know, become less consistent. I'm worried about that with these two, but right now they're the best. They've been the best players on the ice, like 3 of the last 4 games. I mean, even more than Tage.
Well, not against the Red Wings. That was
yeah. Tage finally took over that game for sure.
Yeah, no, I think they're going to stay. They're playing too well to go down, and I think that it shouldn't be that hard to find spots for them, right? I mean, that's the whole point, is that you have 3 solid competitive lines like that. That's important to have. So I'm liking that they're offering, you know, some upside beyond just the top guys, because we've needed it.
Yeah, absolutely. I mean, 4-1, outshooting them 24-20. Edmonton on a Monday night. Now they got a little homestand here. Four games this week, like at home.
You know, it's funny. A little update on those tickets that I almost purchased for $100 a piece for the 06 night, 05-06 night. They're still about $90 or so for $100 or 100 level seats. So I'm still kind of keeping an eye on them. But I did actually just go back in and check the StubHub app to see what they were. I'm still thinking about it. I'm thinking about a game in January for the Sabres. I'm willing to announce that to everyone.
We were talking about my birthday trip, which is January 5th. Me, Jesse, and Kyle, buddies of mine. And I was like, I want to go to Toronto, but there's a Sabres game in Columbus. I was like, that could be cool. Go down to Columbus, go to the game and whatever. I was like, but can I like wait until like we're 2 weeks out to like make the decision? I don't want to do it now, because if they're at least somewhat in it, there can't be anything worse than going to a game when they're like 15 points back that I'm like, my birthday is going to a game in Columbus to watch this team.
Well, listen, do not speak ill of Columbus, Ohio. As a former Ohio State Buckeye, I love Columbus. I think it's a great city. It'd be a great place to go.
I was going to ask that.
I want to just say thanks for the invite. Thanks for the invite. Appreciate it.
You might be invited, 1 and 2, but that's what I was going to ask, is that, do you think, you know, it's January 3rd. I think the kids will be already home from school. So will it be fun still? Or, you know, not that I'm looking for, that was creepy. I'm like, like all the kids will be back home. No. Do you think is it fun all time of year? Or is it more?
Yeah. So like, there's this area. Everything basically is on High Street. It goes from Ohio State campus all the way to downtown. You can just take it straight down there. And in between the downtown and the campus is an area called the Short North. It is almost like the Elmwood Village, kind of. That's like the artsy, like bars, restaurants, those types of things. Really good food. Really cool whiskey bar. There used to be, I think it was called Barrel 44. It's probably not still there. I don't think any of the places that I would have known are still there. And now they've been purposed into something else. But it will be a great time. Yeah, I would highly recommend going. The downtown area is also really cool. There's plenty to do. I mean, even just seeing the campus, I know it's going to be in January, so it's going to be cold and everything, but just walking around there would be amazing. That also might still be playing. No, they would just be in the bowl games by that point.
Yeah,
It might be playoffs, right?
I don't know how the playoff system works now. I was going to look into that, but I think I don't think they have home games, and I think by that time it's all the national championship games.
No, I think the games up, leading up until like the semifinals and the finals are all at the home stadium.
Yeah, but January 3rd would be the semifinals and the finals. I think we'd be past that point. That's usually when the national championship or the semifinals.
Maybe you're right.
But trust me, you guys. I love where your head's at because that's exactly where I was thinking. We'll see if this team keeps on winning games against good teams. Then I'll be there.
And at that point too, you're going to be able to go see a bunch of former Sabres like Krebs when he gets traded here from Yarmo sends him over there.
Oh yeah, Yarmo. That will exactly what will happen. By then, there will be a Buffalo Columbus trade by Jay. That is great. That's the odds are probably so good.
Can we get that on Poly Market right now? I think you can find that.
That I will absolutely see a current Sabre at that game playing for the Columbus Blue Jackets. You mentioned this briefly earlier, but like we didn't talk about it much. I want to bring it back up. Like Colton Nellis here should be the guy until he's not, right? Like this is run him right now is the way I'm looking at it. I do think that Alex Lyon was really good there those first 10 games, and he's a great backup. Shoot UPL to the moon. I think we're both kind of on the same mindset there, or see if you can find something for him. You probably can't, but and I'm ready just to ride Ellis here and to see if he could. And then, if he gets cold, then you go to whatever your next guy is. I would hope it's Lyon, and you wait until that goes stale. I don't want to see UPL playing meaningful games anymore. I'm done with it. He's let up at least 1 week goal every game that he's played. I know he got thrown into the one bad one, but go ahead.
Here's what you do with UPL. You wait for there to be a situation with a team that's equally as pissed at their goalie as you are with UPL, and then you flip them for that goalie. There's guys out there. There's going to be guys out there, right? I mean, you look at the goaltending situation in Montreal right now. It's been really bad. Montembeau or whatever the guy's name is, and Jakob Dobes. I mean, they've both kind of been struggling as of late. That's a team I think that had loftier expectations, and they were playing pretty well to start the season. So I don't know. I mean, that's just one example. There's plenty of teams out there, 29 other ones, in fact. Right? But there are 31 teams now, or is it 32?
There's 32 now.
Yeah, that's right. Utah just took over from Arizona, right?
Dude.
We should know how many teams there are.
Isn't there? We should know how many teams there are. There's 31.
31.
I think so.
Oh wait, no, maybe it's 32 because of Vegas and Seattle.
But Seattle was 32. Seattle was 32. Yeah.
All right.
Yeah. That was rough. That's right. Now we know same amount as NFL. That will make it easy for us. But yeah, that's crazy.
We'll get that right from this point forward.
Look at that callback. I was hoping we were going to try to get Chris here at some point, but he texted us that Terry's even cheaping out on the Wi-Fi. Something with the Wi-Fi did not allow him to connect. So
he's too busy doing the wave at the game.
He said he tweeted that he's three-tage Thompson parm sandwiches deep, which I wouldn't put past him, but shit. Samuelson just went off, but it looks like he just lost a blade, hopefully. But he did need help to get to the bench, but I do think he just lost a escape blade. 8 minutes ago. Up 4. Let's look at the rest of the week here. Because they're home, now for 4 in a row, I think, this week.
Yeah, we got Wednesday, right? They're playing again.
Wednesday, Flames. Friday, Blackhawks. Somehow, Patrick Kane's still going to score in that game. Every time you came back for the Blackhawks, he would have 2 goals. And then Kane's on Sunday at 1, replacing the Bills. Because the Bills play on Thursday.
Okay.
I love that. I mean, that's 4 winnable games. Yeah. Then go to Pittsburgh. They suck. New Jersey, back home. You got 7 in a row, just like that. Look at that. I just got us back to 3 games over 500 and in a playoff spot. Just talking through 5 minutes. There is gone.
I was going to say, I think it's obvious when Chris is not here that your optimism levels are just not kept in check. We need Chris to help keep you in check, because I'm usually like, dude, this sucks, we're gonna be terrible, and then Chris is like kind of in the middle, but I feel like he wouldn't let you be as talking about 7-game win streaks. I mean, we couldn't buy a win in regulation for this, but go ahead. Why are we going to be good again?
I'm just telling you, like, there's vibes. There's vibes with this team. Darlene came back. His fiance's a warrior. He brought back that warrior blood, and he's on a roll. He looks like he's got his head straight. I got to share your text because it was hilarious when I made the joke in the group thread that we go in about how I was thinking Darlene went back there for sympathy pains to try to hope that he would have a heart attack so he didn't have to come back. And Chris made the comment, "Don't mush him into a heart transplant." And you said when Ryan O'Reilly needed a heart transplant, they shipped him off to Nashville. That was so good. That was funny.
St. Louis. To St. Louis.
St. Louis.
Yeah,
St. Louis. I forgot that's where we traded.
Wow.
That was really funny and worthy of the share that we I put that on our social medias, because that was one of your good one-liners. But I don't think I'm unrealistic here with the fact that you just said it. They couldn't win a game in regulation, but that 7 of those games, again, this is the thing that happened. What was it, 2 years ago when we just missed by a point, or was it 3 years ago? They couldn't win a game in overtime, and that's obviously something with this team. I mean, because it's been over and over again. But
I think they're a team where I like some of the pieces. I still think some of the pieces are good, and some of the younger pieces, the newer pieces that have been coming up, and now, like, Rosine and Roseanne, or whatever the hell his name is, Osland, and I like those guys, but is it enough? That's been the question for a couple of years, and so far the combination hasn't worked. But going back to the first thing I talked about tonight, it comes down to goaltending for me. If you can get a goalie to make opportune saves at opportune times, that's a huge difference in these games. And swings, right? You talk about 2-goal swings where you get a save on one end that normally you wouldn't get from UPL last year, and that leads to a scoring chance down the other way, and then boom, you walk out of the game with a win. You do that 10 times, more than you did last year, you should be pushing for a playoff spot. That's the hope. So I can see it happening. I just talked myself into it again. I'm going to go to that January game, that 05-06 game, the reunion night, because I'm just a sucker for this team. But I'm just going to be pissed the entire way about it until they start, winning regularly.
Yeah, sorry, Edmonton just almost scored there. I totally understand what you're saying, but it just comes down to the fact that, like, even in Ellis's losses, and even Lyons to a certain point. I think Lyon may have had like one game where I think he probably would have wanted it back, but there hasn't been like those games where you're like, oh, they lost because of goaltending when they've played. UPL, a couple of his losses, you're like, oh yeah, that was due to the bad goaltending. So like, I don't know. I just think that they're getting consistent enough goaltending from those two. The defense has been way better. I really, really wanted to see Kesterlin with power and seeing how that looked. I mean, Samuelson's been amazing, and that's not being talked about enough. Like, I feel like me included, and we all were just ready to be done with him. And the fact that he's putting together this season, which is probably better than the season that got him the big contract. I mean, this might be the best he's played in his career. And until Dahlin just came back and seems like he's got his head back on, he was playing better than Dahlin the first 20 games of the year. So they're playing way better defensively. They just have no secondary scoring with these injuries. They get Zucker and Norris back. Every time I say get Norris back, I laugh. I've done it 4 times this podcast alone because it's so scary. It's so scary.
Norris is like the hope that Bills fans would get from like the backup quarterback. They're like, oh, put Jeff Toole in. You know, you never know what you're going to get. He is okay. I know he looked good in the preseason. I mean, I don't think that, the term injury prone is used appropriately all the time, but I think it's apt for this guy. I mean, he is really not shown an ability to stay healthy at this level. And sure, some things are freak injuries and that happens, but I don't know. Yeah. If he stays healthy, great. But it's kind of like a prove it to me thing.
But that's fine if you want to say it like that you don't want to trust the injuries. That's fine. But you cannot say that if he's healthy, he's not center one on this team. If you're calling Tage a wing, I personally think Tage should be playing center whether Norris comes back or not. But whatever, I think they'll put him back in the wing. And we talked about what those lines would look like in just a couple of weeks. Like, for sure, I'm fine with it. But he's probably center one. Whether that means he is good enough to be center one or not, that's where he fits in the depth chart. And I think his floor, if he stays healthy, is 20 goals, 40 assists. I mean, a 60-point year. I think that's his floor. And I think playing with Tage, we saw a little bit in the preseason. I'm excited to see it. I really am. I want to believe that injury prone is just freak. I mean, the guy got fucking hurt on a face-off, not being touched by anything. So like, you can't say that that's injury prone. You can't. That was a freak, dumb thing. Maybe, I don't know. It's so insane. It's just so dumb. It's so dumb that the things that have happened to this team this year. Oilers with the empty net here, 4 minutes left. 4-1 Sabres.
Wow.
I was going to say,
just tell Connor McDavid he can just hang back. Don't even fly back on the team charter. Just hang here.
Back. We already put the trade together. Jarmo was putting it in now. I don't even want to
don't mush us into a rant at the end of this show. But could you give us an update on the best Puck Classic team that we have?
Oh, it's not great. It's not great. I meant to text you the other day. I think we're down to 6 somehow. I don't know why. I haven't looked, but I did see it was bad, but I haven't looked to see why it's bad. If we have some injuries there or what, we'll take a look at it now. I'm not going to pull it up on the computer. I'll pull it up on my phone here and see what's going on there. I don't know what happened. So we're in 6 in our pod right now after leading it for a while. We are 70 points out of third, so nothing crazy. And top 3 do get through here. Eichel, Bedard, McTavish. I don't think any of them are hurt. And Bedard and Eichel have had really good years. Marner, good year. Caulfield, Matthew Nyes. Demidov has been disappointing. The Montreal kid. He hasn't done much. Dorfa.
Yeah, he's good.
He's been good. 73 points he's put in. Vetrano has been brutal. Not that he wasn't one of our late picks.
Late pick, yeah.
Yeah, but yeah, he has not been good. I have him in like a lot of these. Lane Hudson has not been as good as we should be. He's contributed only 52 points to our team. Chikrin, though, 133 points killed. Zeev Biom, the Minnesota rookie.
Can you say that again?
Zeev Biom. I think it is. I think it is.
No, I think you got it. I like it.
I think it is. I think it's Zeev Biom. I'll have to listen later, but
the first time you said it was just all one consonant or all one.
Yeah, I did that on purpose. I went quick on purpose there. But he started off the year in Minnesota. I really liked him. He started off on their power play 1. I knew that. I think when we did this draft, he quickly got moved for Spurgeon. After like 10 games, Spurgeon went on and jumped on that power play 1, but now they're back to him. So maybe he gets it together. Our goalies are where it's kind of went downhill. Aiden Hill got placed on injured reserve for Vegas. He has not had a point for us yet. Charlie Lindgren has not scored a point for us yet. Washington's backup. And then Wedgwood.
Spencer Knight, right?
And Spencer Knight, who crazily, Spencer Knight has scored the most points for our team. So goals.
How is that crazy? He's playing great this year.
He's playing pretty good. He's playing really good for a team that is not good. But
you know what team I like that's not very good, other than the Sabres?
I was gonna say the Buffalo Sabres.
The Sharks. I like
they are so much fun to watch.
And Askarov, their goalie, and I'm all about the Sharks. I like it.
Sabres score an empty netter. Tage Thompson.
Nice.
Zone. And can I say it yet? I will. I'm going to say it confidently. The Sabres are going to win this game, win their second in a row. And
well, I guess it settles it. We're going to live stream every game for the rest of the season.
Every game. And hopefully we get retweeted with somebody making fun of us each time because our numbers went up after that. So thank you for retweeting that and commenting on. I'm going to make that logo bigger next episode. It's going to be.
Well, give a shout out.
It was some dude. He had a decent amount of followers. At Steady Riot. He follows.
Why does that sound familiar? Who is that?
He's one of the Bills one. So he's definitely a in the Hunter too, because that's Dan Fisher.
Oh, is that TJ?
Is that TJ?
I don't know. Anyways,
no, I don't think so. But yeah, some people. But that's cool. Thank you for we are a comedy podcast. So I think we're okay with the comedy thing.
It's comedy when you look very closely at that Buffalo Sabres logo. Don't do it.
I am going to retweet that with the video of what you guys called me out about it when I first did it. I think you did. I think you had I think we have a great clip from it, one of the first episodes. So I cannot wait to do that. 5-1 here. Ooh, Edmonton's about this. Sorry there. I've never been so locked into a 5-1 game here as I I was gonna say it sounds like I bet the over under, but I didn't. I would imagine it was 6.5.
I was going to be watching on my phone, but it died because right before I clicked I saw a notification in one of my leagues that a trade has been completed. So you get really excited and you think, do I have an outstanding offer sent out there? Could it be mine? And I did have one earlier today. It was a blockbuster, and I don't know until the end of this show if it was one of mine, because I haven't been able to turn it back on yet.
Well, I think with that we could end it, so you can go and take a look to see there. Next week, 2 weeks from now, we'll be back with we'll be talking about the 7-game winning streak and what that means for them in the playoffs. I love this stretch. Go win them. Go win some games. Get together, get healthy. I would like to hear about Zach Benson. Like, they haven't even said a word about it, and that feels a little scary. But man, they're still pouring it out of the clouds trying to score here. But yeah, get healthy, win some games. We'll have Chris Plumer back in a couple weeks if he isn't at the game. And I guess we know from now on we cannot stream from the game because Terry does not allow it. Terry doesn't have a Wi-Fi ban. He has a from this point forward ban. It's not even like a ban on StreamYard even. It's just this specific podcast. He saw him come to the room and they have a thing. Maybe it's because of the graphic design. But anyways, I'm Louie Gee for Ryan Mura, for Chris Plumer at the game, bringing us the good luck. We will see you guys in a couple weeks. Thanks for tuning in. If you're new to the show, go like and subscribe over on Not Your Uncle's podcast station. Me and Ryan also are found on Analytics Are For the Nerds, a comedy fantasy football podcast on Wednesday nights with Allie Brady. We will see you sometime this week for that. We're not going to be doing Wednesday night, but we will be somewhere there for that. And 2 weeks here for this point forward. Louie Gee, Ryan Mura, have a great night.